Let's talk about Becky Hill and the allegations of jury tampering in the Alex Murdaugh case. Obviously, Alec just sentenced the other day to relatively light sentence, I think, in a lot of our opinions, considering it could have been 1,000 years. 27 is what it came down to. But there's a possibility that those 27 years go by and somehow Alec has that murder conviction overturned. He could be out that soon, or even possibly sooner, because it's an 80% on that 27 years. And we go back to the allegations of the wiretapping or the jury tampering. I'm getting it mixed up because we have mom who has the allegations of jury tampering, and now we have son who has the charges actually of wiretapping. And we don't know all of the details, but it should be noted that Jeffrey Colton Hill, who is the son of Becky Hill, was arrested on those charges of wiretapping, willfully and feloniously intercepted electronic phone communications between two people. The optics are absolutely horrible. Probably the last thing anyone would want when they're already under the microscope for the jury tampering. What do you make of this? Big coincidence, or is it something a little bit more, Robin?
I'm not a believer in coincidences in general. It could be nothing, but odds are that it's abnormal behavior to begin with.
Yeah.
So let's just go on that. To have two people in the same family being accused of wrongdoing circling around a time frame of a murder trial, one trying to profit off it and possibly having defense being able to overturn convictions, retrial, I mean all these things, and then the son is arrested for wiretapping inside the bureaucratic organization that is dealing with this.
Yeah, he works
and,
for
and
them. Literally,
yes, and
Colton
we
County
don't know the
Information.
two names of the two wiretap people yet. I'll tell you what, when those names get found out, um, if they're related in any way, this is going to go to retrial, I think.
I was almost to the point before this came out thinking, maybe it won't go to a retrial. Maybe it's going to be too much of a gray area. If you got one juror that's maybe saying, maybe I heard it wrong or something, and everybody else saying, no, we never heard that. I could see that just, no, you already got your sentence. You're done. This adds a whole other layer to it, especially if the two are connected. That's just what we don't know at this moment in time. I mean, it looks like it could be son trying to cover for mom, possibly. I mean, that's where one would go with it, or tampering or tapping into jurors' phones. We don't know. We just don't know at this moment. But to have this happening, two people being accused of very serious misconduct in the context of their jobs is kind of shocking.
So here, it's interesting. The thing that kind of spiked in me when you said that the connection, helping the mom. I'm less inclined to think it would be him helping mom do jury tampering kind of things. More than likely, in my experience, you have him doing bad behavior because he learned at home potentially or someplace around his life that kind of behavior of kind of the system exists as I say it should exist around me. And if his curiosity was spiked because of what his mother was doing, and maybe he saw his mother profiting from it, he wanted to see what he might be able to do. Them colluding together is a further stretch than him just being stupid. But stupid as he is, if it was related, it undermines it regardless.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm thinking is them colluding together is less likely. And the reason why I say it's less likely because if they have been if he was doing this, they have probably done other things before this as well, which probably would have come to light. And with all the attention that they have on them, if they were like gaming systems inside that court system together for a number of years before this, they would have found it out most likely. So I'm thinking I think it's a bad behavior he did.
Hmm.
I think it might be irrespective of her. In other words, it wasn't directed by her. It wasn't like insinuated by her.
Hmm.
Again, pure conjecture, my
Sure.
point, but I'm just kind of taking these arcs of how people generally behave.
Hmm.
I think you just have a really dumb son that did really dumb things because he learned dumb things he can get away with.
I think that's a pretty very accurate way of stating it. To be honest, a very simple but very accurate way of stating it. Sometimes you're just You know, it is. It's not more complex than what it is. Sometimes there's just dumb
Yeah.
people doing
And the
dumb things.
impact on the case, though, is profound.
Yes, dumb people doing dumb things and making profound impacts on all of those around them.
And here's why also she's not dumb.
No.
She is misinformed. I think she got a little too full of herself,
Mhm.
writing a book and all these things. And so to do an active act with her son, she knows better than that.
Yeah.
Regardless of the impulse to want to, maybe she knows better than that. So that's why I doubt of the collusion thing here. I doubt if he's directed, but it doesn't change the impact it has on the case.
No, not at all. Hey, it's Tony Brueski. If you want more of our interview with our guests, be sure to check out our podcast, Hidden Killers with Tony Brueski. Just search that wherever you download podcasts and press subscribe. Also, you can check out our YouTube channel for the full video version of the interviews as well, under the same name, Hidden Killers with Tony Brueski. Check it out, subscribe, binge, and enjoy. Thanks for watching.